track 1 on the album, is Airbag. Now, Airbag, let's just have a quick think of the start of the album, OK Computer, for a start point. Airbag starts the album off, and then they slip straight into Paranoid Android. Paranoid Android, as you can probably imagine, reasonably complex in some of the stuff that it does. Airbag has this nice sort of fundamental to start the album off of just sitting on an A. They do a lot of other clever stuff on the top, sort of introduces the idea that we're going to be doing clever stuff here, but we're just going to keep an underlying simple basis to it, if you like. And when you've just got the A floating, it gives you a little bit of freedom to just go, well, we can do other interesting harmonic things on top, because there's some simplicity. Fundamentally, you're starting on an A major chord. I'm going to strip that riff down and turn it into a chord progression so you can see what's happening harmonically. You start on an A major, and then they skip the 5th from the A major and just slip it up a semitone. That's an A major augmented at that point. So we've got A major to the A augmented, then it goes to through those, so we've got A major up a 5th, or up the semitone to the augmented, then the 3rd from the A major drops to a C. Fundamentally at that point we're playing an F major chord, but still sitting on the A. So it sort of drops the concept of being A major at that point and drops to a minor. But one thing I want to point out is that in both those first 2 chord progressions they've done, only actually one single note has moved in each step, and each note has only moved a semitone. In the first step, the 5th moved up a semitone. In the second step, the 3rd from the chord moved down a semitone, which has totally now changed the chord we've got, but they only did it one semitone at a time. It's a little sort of concept with music that basically, if you're playing a chord, especially if it's just a major chord or a minor chord or something, if you're playing a chord, you can move any note of that chord at any point a semitone, just one note, a semitone, and it's never going to sound atrocious. I'll just show you that with A major for a start. If I take the A major there and just drop the root note, drop the A, a semitone, it goes. Now that doesn't sound half bad, you've probably heard a million songs that do that. Alright. If I lift it a semitone, see, that's not bad either. If we take the 3rd, so that's if you move the A, if you take the 3rd and drop it a semitone, you drop to A minor. Doesn't sound that bad either. If you take the 3rd, we'll go back to the A now. If you take the 3rd and lift it a semitone, goes to an A sus4. Once again, not half bad. If we take the A major again and just drop the 5th, oh, it's starting to sound like Radiohead. If we lift it a 5th, there's the A. the semitone, drop the third, drop the third again to a second, and then back to the A major. So we're just, every single step is just moving one note. Then they've made a riff out of it that goes on top. But you'll notice if I just keep that A, I can define the song with one note, which is the note that moves on every time. Your mind will keep the information about what chord you're in. So if I just hit that A major so we know where the chord is, and then just go. That it's only one note that moves each time. That's why you only need the riff and the A for it to work. Now once you get into the verse, we drop the fifth. The first step is to drop the fifth version. To start, we lifted the fifth, so we go. Basically just moving one note, one semitone every time.